So I was 10 years old when Tracy Latimer was killed by her father, and I did not know Tracy personally, but I did know that she was not that much older than I was at the time, and she had the same disability that I did. And so as it was debated all over the news, where was her father justified in killing her because he believed that she was in pain and suffering, or was he not? I became, first of all, very fearful that someone close to me would kill me because they thought that my life was not worth living, or that I was in too much pain and I must want to die. And secondly, I'm fearful that so many Canadians also felt this way, that my life must not be worth living, or that I'm in too much pain. And so when I asked my mother what to do about this, she told me to do everything I could to show everyone that I wanted to live, and to speak up for people like Tracy who couldn't speak for themselves. I know that, or I hold tight to the verse in Proverbs 31, verses 8 and 9, which says, "Speak up for the destitute and for those who cannot speak for themselves." The Bible indicates the two most important commandments are to love God with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love others as ourselves. And I do not think that providing someone an avenue to die is the best thing that we can do to love them. Medical professionals and society as a whole have been undervaluing my life ever since Tracy Latimer was killed. But until Track 2 became a reality, I always thought, well, in Canada, this doesn't happen, or it happens very rarely, or we don't approve of it. Track 2, unfortunately, I think condones the genocide of people with disabilities, or at least the acknowledgement that we don't need to make the supports as extensive as they need to be for you to thrive, because it's much easier and much cheaper to help you to die. I know that so many people with disabilities are not choosing MAID because they actually want to die, but they're choosing MAID because the waiting lists for the supports they need to live well are much longer than the reflection period required for medical assistance in dying. And whenever I interact with a new medical professional or go to the hospital for any reason, I'm very quick to assert to the doctor that regardless of medical decline, I do not want MAID, and that's not an option for me. Because unfortunately, with medical assistance in dying legislation in Canada, the medical professionals who are a key piece of the puzzle in helping me to live well are also the ones that are legally allowed to kill me, as long as they allow me to reflect on it first and I give my consent. Regardless of whether my life is difficult and full of obstacles and painful sometimes, that doesn't determine whether or not it's valuable. I don't quite know what exactly makes a life valuable, but I hold tight to the belief that we are all created in God's image, and He determines the day that we're born and the day that we're going to die, and the people that we're going to interact with in between, even if our abilities are limited and our sphere of influence may be limited as well.